Hi everyone, today I'm making lima beans with smoked ham hocks and some of the best cornbread. Let me show you. This is 2 1/4 pounds of ham hocks that's going into this pot. I'm going to cover them with 8 cups of water, just enough. That is enough to make sure that they are fully covered. That was 4 cups, and here's the other 4 cups right here. That'll do it. And I'm going to turn the heat on to medium and let these cook for about an hour until they start to become tender. Then more than an hour, more like an hour and a half, and I'm checking the tenderness. Now these ham hocks are still not quite as tender as I like them to be, so I'm going to let them continue to cook over this medium heat for about another 30 minutes. Now, one thing I forgot to do at the very beginning with my ham hocks is to put in a nice heaping. This is bacon fat or bacon butter, and I'm going to put in this nice heaping tablespoon right into the pot because I just like the flavor of it. And then we'll check on this again in 30 minutes. I want to show you my lima beans. These are a 1 pound bag of store-bought, just regular store brand lima beans that have been soaking for a couple of hours, about as long as I have those hocks boiling. And they look a little wrinkly to me. I'm not, if you can see how wrinkly they are. I don't remember being this wrinkly before, but we're going to see how they go. I just took them out so they can come up to room temperature, and I think we should be ready for them in about 20 minutes now. After 30 minutes, I say our hocks are ready. They're pulling away from the bone pretty nicely, and I can get my fork right through them pretty easily, and they're kind of even starting to break apart, which is even better. And I'm going to grab the lima beans and go ahead and pour them in to the pot. And switch them around a little bit. And while I'm at it, I think I'm going to go ahead and remove about a cup of the liquid because I can always add it back in if I need to. So I'm going to remove about a cup, maybe a cup and a half. I'm going to add the seasoning. I'm using, this is 1 medium onion, kind of cut up into kind of large chunks. I like a lot of onion in here. And this is about 4 garlic cloves or 2 tablespoons of chopped garlic. I'm using, this is 2 tablespoons of sugar I'm going to sprinkle in. And I'm going to start with 1 tablespoon of salt, and I'm going to use, as far as the black pepper, I'm going to put in 2 teaspoons. I'll whisk that around a little bit. I'm going to turn the heat up a notch. I'm going to bring this to a boil, and after it gets to a boil, I'm going to turn it down to a simmer and let them cook for about an hour. Our large lima beans and ham hocks after about 30 minutes, and the beans definitely still has a way to go. I say about another 45 minutes. What I'm going to do though, I want to taste the liquid to make sure I don't need to add anything. And let me go ahead and do that right now, the liquid. Man, it is tasting pretty on point as always. The only thing I want to add, however, is I'm going to sprinkle just a little bit of salt into the pot and give that a little stir. Another thing I want to do while I have the lid off here is this is this is 2 tablespoons of some of the liquid that I took out of the pot. I'm going to sit it right here and grab some cornstarch, and I'm going to take about, let me sit the cornstarch here. This is 1 teaspoon, heaping teaspoon, and then I'm going to get another heaping teaspoon, and I'm going to swish it around and kind of make me a nice little slurry like this. And then I'm going to dump all of this right into our pot. Give it another whisk. I'm going to turn the heat up 1 notch. I'm going to cover up the pot. We're going to let this cook for another 30 to 45 minutes. While those beans are in the last stretch, I'm going to make a nice pan of cornbread to go with them. I'm using, I think this is a 10-inch cast iron skillet here. I got the oven preheating to 375 degrees, and I'm going to pour about a 1/4 cup of oil in this pan. It might be a little bit more than a 1/4 cup. Let's see. Yes, this is about a 1/4 cup of oil, and I'm going to place this into the oven and let it get nice and hot. For my cornbread, I'm using 1 cup of all-purpose flour, 1 cup of yellow enriched cornmeal, a 1/2 cup of sugar. I'm going to use 4 teaspoons of baking powder, 3, this is 4, and grab some salt and use a teaspoon of salt. I'm going to take my spatula and get these all mixed in pretty well into this flour mix. I'm going to add 1 egg. Let me get it cracked first with no shells. I'm going to add 1 egg. Bring it back where you can see. I'm going to add, let me shake up my buttermilk. I'm going to pour in about 1 cup of buttermilk, about 1½ cup. Got my egg and buttermilk in here. But hold on just a minute, because I think what I want to do is get a little bit of water. This is about a 1/4 cup. I'm just mixing right in with that buttermilk residue. And I'm going to pour just a little bit in here to kind of thin out my batter a little bit. so it can be a little looser consistency, kind of like this. Okay, and then to this I'm going to pour a 1/4 cup of oil. This happens to be canola oil that I'm pouring into the batter. I'm going to get this all mixed in. Let's see how hot our skillet is. Grab the cornbread batter. We're going to pour it right into the skillet. I hear a little sizzle. Yes, it's definitely hot enough. This is going to go back into, this is going into the oven now. And I'm going to let it bake for about 25 to 30 minutes till it's nice golden brown. Into the oven it goes. Back to checking our beans for tenderness. And I say they are pretty ready. I'm gonna give them about 15 more minutes. But look, boy, look at that gravy. And look at how this meat is falling off these ham hocks. Look at that there. Look at our beautiful, beautiful, beautiful cornbread. Right here. Man. Let me go ahead and put a couple of pats of butter on it. Make that top glisten, y'all. And our beans, y'all. I'm telling you the truth. They are all of that. And a bag of chips, for real. Lima beans with smoked ham hocks and cornbread, y'all. Thanks for watching. Till next time. Bye-bye.